In today's video, I want to explain to you something about Nissan cars and why, if you have one, you can use my advice on how to get your way out. Like 2 weeks ago, there is a car that I advertised for my friend. That friend of mine had a Nissan March KDC model of 2014. He has largely been using it as a private car. So he bought it in around there 2020, end of 2021. He bought it at a mileage of around 110,000 kilometers. He has used it until it is right now around 125,000. So on average, for the last 2.5 years that he has been driving it, he has only driven it for for just 15,000 kilometers. So that clearly can tell you that that is a car that has not been so much used in the Kenyan land. So like it has not been so much used locally. So he wanted to upgrade and get a bigger car because his family is growing bigger. But when we advertised the price for that car, I can tell you that I got ridiculous offers. So we advertised it at around 700,000, but we were ready to sell it at around 650,000. Given that it is a second-hand car, and then then KDC is a little bit an old number plate, not very old, but KDC is not one of the most recent number plates. But we knew in terms of the condition of the car, that car is actually better than those that are being sold at the yard. So let me tell you, a lot of people reached out to us because we gave them the number, and I can tell you that whatever they were offering was ridiculous. The best offer that I got for that car, KDC, very clean. You can go on to my video, you will check a black Nissan March that I had posted in perfect condition. The paint has never been touched. That car has never suffered a single scratch. It is the original paint right from Japan. And the best price that I got for it was 520,000. People are calling to say that they are ready to pay 400,000. Others were saying for 50,000. But the best offer I got for that car, to be honest, was 520,000. So I got like 10 people calling, and the best was 520. So we had to sit down with my friend and figure it out. How do we proceed? How do we proceed moving forward? Because this car, honestly, we agree it is second hand, but we cannot sell it at that price. Right now, if you go to the yard and try to ask for Nissan March, anything that is below 130,000 kilometers, you will not get it for anything less than 850,000. Actually, most of them, depending on the mileage, you will even need to pay 1 million Kenya shillings. But this one, we were saying even 650,000, we could have sold it, but nobody was willing to get to that price. So when we sat down, we came up with with a solution that we thought it is the best way of moving forward. So we said, this car, instead of selling it, let us do this. Let us put it into Uber, full-time basis. Let it do Uber for 2 years, and then it will have given my friend around 600,000, because as I have done my calculations in some previous videos, a car that you give to a driver who gives you around 8,000 to 9,000 per week will give you a net profit, what you take home after 1 year, between 250,000 to 600 to 300,000. So that will be your net take home. But this car, because it is in perfect condition, we believe that the first 1 year it can give even more than 300,000, because its rate of wear and tear will be relatively low. So we agreed that I get him a driver, and then we put that car into the Uber platform. He rides on that platform for 2 good years. He will make his money around 600,000 or 500,000, if hoping that the car will not have a major accident. But the plan is to ensure that that car is on comprehensive insurance, so that in case of anything, the car will make sure that it is repaid or compensated by the insurance company. So there is another guy that I had posted who works for taxi for Fleet Simplify. So he said that he's a very good driver. So I actually immediately connected him to the owner of that Nissan March, and right now they have already started the deal. So the guy has already taken that car I will not tell you how much he will be paying him, but it is a better deal than working for Fleet Simplified. And let me tell you, after 1 year, that guy will have pocketed around 300,000. And then after the second year, he will pocket 300,000. And then, you know, after 2 years, he will be free to sell that car even at 500,000, which is actually the market price for second-hand Nissan March. So if you add 500,000 to 500,000 that he will sell it, he will actually be able to sell it at 1 million, better than having sold it at 650,000, which was our initial idea. So the advice that I want to give to everyone here who is struggling to sell their second-hand cars, sometimes you might need that money to top up your next car. But if that is not the case, if you just want to get away with one of your cars and you are struggling to sell it and you believe that it can qualify to get into the Uber platform, put it in there, let it work for like 1 or 2 years, and then after that you will be able to sell it at a price that is actually much better than what you could have sold it initially. So even for me, there is a Nissan March that I had posted. You guys know it very well. When it is time for me to do away with that car, I'm telling you, I will not sell it in the market price the way it is fetching very little money. What I will do is that I will make sure that I put it into Uber platform for 1 or 2 years. It will give me the money that it can give, whether it is 500, 600,000, and then I can advertise it for sale. At that point, even if I sell it at 450,000, which is perfectly the second-hand market price, I will have made my deal. So if you have a car that you want to sell, consider doing Uber with it first, so that it can depreciate to a level that can warrant the poor resale price. But people who have these other cars, like the Honda, the Mazda, the Toyotas, the Passos, and the Vitz, them they fetch very, very good resale prices. I have seen even people selling KCU, KCPs. Those are Toyota Passos and Vitz at actually 700,000, and people are buying those cars. But again, let us agree on this, that Nissans are not bad cars. Just that maybe the connotation of Nissan brand is not very nicely, it does not have a good reputation in the market. And sometimes people just feel like anyone selling a Nissan car has a mechanical problem. Nobody believes that you can sell a Nissan car without having any issues with it, which is actually not the case. Even people who have bought these Toyotas, Mazdas, get into these Ubers, a lot of them have check engines, they have transmission issues. When you get into these Uber cars, always try to check on the dashboard of that car and tell me, very, very rarely you will get a car with a clean and clear dashboard. These cars always have issues here and there. But the thing is, as long as it is a car for business, as long as it is going, as long as it can hit the road, it doesn't have to be in perfect condition, especially given it is an old number plate and it is an old car. So that is a strategy that you guys can try to deploy and see whether you can make something before you sell your car at a loss.